Alrighty. Sorry, I'm a little bit late today, guys. We just had a Dynasty stream and it was going off, so I didn't want to leave it. I didn't want to end the stream. It was going crazy. People were enjoying it. We were doing a Dynasty rookie mock draft. And if you don't know, we do have a Dynasty channel. So I'll paste that link in the chat in case you are interested. But how you doing? How you darn? How you darn? Good to see you. Hopefully I'm going to help you guys make some of these difficult decisions in your lineups this week. These are must-win games for a lot of you guys, especially considering, you know, playoffs being so close. Every game's a must-win, let's be honest. But why don't you let me know in the chat your most difficult start-sit decision. I'll try and help you out. Drop a like. That would mean a lot. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And, of course, super chats will get answered straight away. All right, Kamish Crypto, I believe, is the first comment. And your comment is not coming up. Let me see if I can add it to here. Here we go. Okay. Is it coming up now? Let's see. Okay, yeah. Need help with my last flex spot. PPR pick one. Olave, Pittman, Wilson Jr., Rashad White, or Pickens. Okay. This will be between Olave or Pittman for me. So let me double check both of their matchups. Olave is at the Bucks. Pittman is at Dallas. Ooh. That's a close one, man. That is a close one. I feel like GameScript is going to favor Michael Pittman, so I'll go Pittman there. I think they're going to need him in order to keep up with that team. Cole Ward says, if they are both starting, who would you flex full PPR, Jalen Warren or Bam Knight? I would go Bam Knight personally. I don't think Michael Carter plays this week. And if Jalen Warren plays this week, well, we just had Benny Snell who looked really, really good. So I don't think he's going to take all the work. So I would go Bam Knight personally. And I also really, really like Zonovan's matchup this week. He goes up against Minnesota. Minnesota gives up, I think, top 10 points to the running back position. Start one, Denver defense or no one? Yeah, at this point, probably got to go with no one. It's been pretty rough for them as of late, that's for sure. Daniel says, looking to play someone in a flex spot, choose one, Paris Campbell, Jelani Wood, Zonovan Knight, or David Bell. I'll probably go Zonovan Knight there if Michael Carter misses the game. And to be honest, even if he does play, I'll still go Zonovan Knight because last week when Michael Carter was healthy, they still gave Zonovan Knight all the James Robinson carries, snaps, if you will. Start Chad White. I'm assuming that's Rashad White. Oh, Shad. Okay, we'll call him Shad. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. If Lenny is out, definitely I like Rashad White. AG says start one. AJ Dillon, Gus Edwards, Kyron Williams, Jalen Warren, full PPR. AJ Dillon, Gus Edwards, Kyron Williams, Jalen Warren. That's tough, man. Who does Gus play? So hard to trust. Oh, they played Denver. That is not a good matchup. And we don't really know what's going on with AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones right now. Both are limited at practice. I think I lean AJ Dillon there, but it's close. Moreau or Conklin this week. Need a higher ceiling, so I'm feeling Conklin. Yeah, I would go Conklin there as well. Titans are impossible to predict, but Conklin has an incredible matchup at Minnesota. It's one of the best matchups for Titans. Pick two for flex, full PPR, Monty, Jeff Wilson, Rashad White, Donovan Peoples-Jones, or Burks. Okay, definitely based off of opportunity, I think Montgomery should be started. He goes up against Green Bay, but he's not got anyone who's battling with him for competition. And then I think I would go Rashad White there. Assuming that Lenny is out, because Rashad White will get a lot of work through the air. Yep, I like it. I like it. Who knows about Waller? Just avoid it altogether. Is Waller potentially coming back? I think his first game eligible back would be next week, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though. Cletus says pick two: Kyron Williams, Kamara, Gus Edwards, Pacheco, Jeff Wilson, or Singletary. For me, it would be Kamara and Jeff Wilson. Both have very bad matchups, but both are, well, Jeff Wilson in particular is on a very good offense. And then Kamara, I think if it's a PPR league, he can get work through the air. I know Kamara's been rough, and this is not a good matchup, but I still like his opportunities over the others. Bucks, Browns, or Seahawks defense. You guys know how impossible it is to predict defense, but I really do like the Seahawks this week versus the Rams. What the hell is the Rams offense right now? We have no idea. No Matthew Stafford, no Cooper Kupp, no Allen Robinson. It's rough there. Offensive line is putrid. So I'll go Seahawks. I have Kyler on bye this week. Do I go with Jimmy G, Carr, Kirk, or any other streaming options? Jimmy G, Carr, or Kirk? Let me double check who Kirk plays. He plays the Jets. I'm probably going Jimmy G there versus Miami. That's a pretty good matchup. Jimmy G is one of my streams of the week. Let me double check. I know that this is a very good matchup for my against Miami. Miami's going to be able to score against San Francisco, so Jimmy G is going to have to respond. They're going to have to put up points. They can't just rely on their defense this week. And he plays the Dolphins, who are the third best matchup, according to quarterbacks. Keenan Allen, Ken Walker, or Evans. Ooh, this is really going to depend on matchup for all these guys. Keenan plays Las Vegas, which is a very good matchup. Walker plays the Rams, which seems like a bad matchup, but it's actually not. And I don't think Aaron Donald's going to play. And then Evans plays New Orleans. I think I would be going Ken Walker there. Just guaranteed touches. I would lean his way. Rank these guys: Watson, Ayuk, Wilson Jr., and Gibson. Okay, so Christian Watson, he goes up against Chicago, which is a very, very good matchup. Ayuk, he goes up against Miami, which, again, another good matchup. And then Wilson. I think I'm actually going to go Christian Watson there. I would go Christian Watson. Apparently, Aaron Rodgers is going to play. We've seen that if he doesn't play, Jordan Love still knows how to get him the ball. And they should be able to put up enough points against that defense, which Mike White just destroyed last week, don't forget. And they lost one of their best playmakers in their secondary. Thoughts on Dalton Schultz rest of season? If they sign OBJ, I do think that Schultz and Gallup will be heavily impacted. I don't think CeeDee Lamb will, but Schultz is still, like, as far as tight ends go, still a top 6 to 7 option every single week, regardless of if OBJ signs or not. Don't want to start Evans or Devonta this week. What you think? I think it depends on your options. I do like Devonta Smith's matchup. He's going to be like boom or bust most weeks, but this is a very, very good matchup versus Tennessee. Tennessee actually has been giving up a lot of points to the wide receiver position. In fact, they're the second best matchup. So I do like Smith this week. But again, it just depends on your options. Pierce, Pacheco, or Gus. I'm going Dameon Pierce this week. He was my sit of the week last week. Okay, he was my sit of the week last week, and that was the right move. This week, he is one of my starts of the week. Cleveland is an incredible matchup for running backs. We don't know what the offense is going to look like in Cleveland, so he could still be in the game script. And the Browns are the second best matchup for running backs, so I'll go Dameon Pierce. Robert says, PPR, need one, Zay Jones, Josh Palmer, Treylon Burks, or Donovan Peoples-Jones? Yeah, this is a really good question. Peoples-Jones, I don't think we can start just yet. We need to see if he has that kind of rapport first with his new quarterback. Burks plays Philly. Palmer, who does Palmer play? Palmer plays Las Vegas. And then who does Zay Jones play? Zay plays Detroit. Ooh. That's really close between Palmer and Zay. But I think we're going to have to lean Palmer there. Very, very close. All right. Pick one. Watson. Pickens. Rashad. Ooh. All very, very good options, man. Like, if I'm in a 12-man league, these are all ideal players that I would want to flex. I would want to play every single one of those players that you just named. Very good matchup for all of them, too. I think I'm leaning George Pickens. Falcons give up the 4th most points to fantasy running backs. But Rachaad White could get a lot of work in the air. I'm gonna lean Pickens there, but it's very close. If AJ doesn't play, would you be willing to start Brandon Cooks in the flex or pick up someone like I would play Cooks over those options that you mentioned, Gator. Sutton or Traylon? Oof. Good question. I actually like Sutton's matchup this week. Sutton plays Baltimore. I'll go Sutton there, but it's getting to the crossover point where it could be Burke soon. Really hurting at wide receiver. Who should be my wide receiver 3? Boyd, DeAndre Carter, or Elijah Moore? I'm rocking with Elijah Moore there. Boyd is always boom or bust, but I like what I saw from Elijah last week. I know it was only 2 targets, but it's a good matchup. The Vikings should be able to score, and Elijah Moore could be very necessary this week. Thoughts on Jameson Williams? Love him. Talked everyone's ear off about him on our Dynasty channel all offseason. I'm a very, very big Jameson Williams guy. I think he's a complete wide receiver, elite speed, very good route runner. Excited to see him in the NFL. But I don't know if he's going to be fantasy relevant this year. So I would have very low expectations for this year. Pick a running back, wide receiver, and full flex PPR. Okay, running back, I will go Rashad. Wide receiver, I would probably go Pickens here. And a flex, my flex would probably be Juju. I anticipate them getting him back into the game plan this week. I don't expect Jacobs to practice much at all this week, and I do think he'll play. Yeah. The team doesn't owe him anything. He's a free agent next year, so I think he'll play. Okay, PPR, start Debo or Garrett Wilson. I'll probably go Garrett Wilson there. Isn't that crazy? Debo's matchup against Miami is pretty good, but at the same time, Garrett Wilson looks like he is breaking out. He finally has a quarterback who's willing to throw him the ball, so I'm going to go Garrett Wilson there. Pacheco, Cordero, or Judy. I'll go Cordero. What's up, Ray J? 2. Miles Sanders. S. Bark. D. Mont. Who's S. Bark? Saquon Barkley? Oh, you definitely have to start Saquon. So for me, it's between Sanders and Montgomery. I'll go Saquon and Montgomery there. Tennessee's defense is pretty good on the ground. Do you trust Christian Kirk rest of season? I do trust Kirk rest of season. Did he have a down game? Yes, but he's had it's not been out of trend for him this year. We're so quickly to forget that before the bye week he had a 31-point game. I know he just put up an 8-point game, but he still saw 9 targets. But the game before that, he put up a 31-point performance, and it was versus the Chiefs, 2 touchdowns. And then the week before that, a 21-point performance versus the Raiders. So, yes, I still trust him. A very good matchup this week. So, I do still trust him rest of the season. Thoughts on James Conner? He's one of those guys who's going to get, around 20 touches a game. Very hard to find. So, purely from a volume perspective, I think he's going to have a good rest of the season. But it is pretty rough until week 17. New England, Denver, and Tampa Bay. Not the best matchups upcoming for James Conner. Not at all the best matchups, but he can overcome them based off of volume for sure. Pollard is interesting. I don't think we can really project Pollard. I think he's someone that I would be willing to flex on most weeks. But at the same time, he's going to have boom bust games. I just think that's going to be the reality. When a player isn't given guaranteed work, it's hard to trust. But at the same time, really since week 7 onwards, he's been given a lot of opportunities. So even though he had a bad game last week versus the Giants, he still got 20 touches. I think this team has found an identity, and I think Pollard is still someone I will flex each week. Yep, Zay Jones is a very good start depending on options, but I'm still going to go Kirk. Right now, what you're seeing is defenses adjust to Kirk, but soon defenses will realize they can't adjust only to Kirk. They also need to focus on Zay Jones. So we'll see a bounce back game here soon. Do I trust Michael Pittman rest of season? Not as a wide receiver 1. Like he was drafted for a lot of people, no, but as a flex option, yes. Starting Higgins and Amon-Ra, Chubb, Stevenson. Need flex, PPR. Pierce, Walker, Mixon. If he plays, Lamb, Lockett. So you can only flex one of these guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. If you can only flex one, CeeDee Lamb's versus Indy. I mean, it's hard to not say CeeDee Lamb here if you can only do one. If the option is one, I'll go CeeDee Lamb. If you can start two, I would be CeeDee Lamb and then Walker. James Robinson, worth rostering, but not a good sign when you're a healthy scratch. Does not give you a lot of confidence. I'm not so sure that there will be a point this year where we can start him again. And this might be the beginning of the end for his football career. I do like Chris Olave. Still going to be the wide receiver one on his team. And specifically in the playoffs, it gets much, much easier for Olave. It's been a tough stretch of games for this offense. But you get, I believe, Atlanta in Week 15. Let me double check if my browser would load. Okay. It's not going to load for me right now, of course. Okay, so they get Atlanta in Week 15, then the Browns, and then Philly. So you don't like that last matchup, but those first two are very, very good for the playoffs. Njoku or Higbee? Can't play Higbee. Not with Bryce Perkins. We have no idea what Higbee's role is anymore. So I would go Njoku. Got you. Bully says, rate my team, y'all. Mike White, Cam Akers, Kareem Hunt, Julio Jones. Stop it. Stop. Oh, it's a 30-man league. It's okay. What week is Philly for Olave? It's week 17. Week 17 is the Philly week. I was going to say, I don't think that's your team. Etienne or Gabe Davis, Pickens, Palmer. I'll go Etienne there still. If Etienne plays, he's going to get a full workload. He'll be fine. In my opinion. Let's see what will happen, but I believe he'll be fine. Anyway, guys, not as many questions today. I'll probably end the stream here. So get any last-minute questions in. But got a little bit more work to do. Need to eat some lunch over here in Sydney, Australia. And my mom just returned from a trip, so I'd like to see her. So huge love, guys. Appreciate you. Thanks for joining. As always, if you guys are with us on Patreon, your fantasy hotline is always wide open. We're always going to be there to help you. Best of luck this week in Week 13. And keep in mind that I will be live Saturday night again to answer these questions. I like it, Bully. All right, last question I'll answer here is from Saif. He says, Deshaun Watson, Barkley, DPJ, or for Stevenson and Amari Cooper. Okay, so you get the Stevenson and Amari Cooper side, but you give up Barkley. Oof. Tough to give up Saquon. I mean, that's a pretty even trade, to be honest. That's a pretty even trade all the way around. But anyway, guys, huge love. Appreciate you. We'll see you very, very soon. And good luck this week.